Hello everyone! So for today's video I'm using some new May MFT products. So they won't be available until next Tuesday, which is May 13th. So none of the links will work till then. And yes, Caitlin's sitting on my lap again. But yeah, there'll be more info on that in my blog. But for today's card I wanted to show you guys how I was able to emboss with the new hybrid inks. And this technique works with any fast drying ink. It doesn't have to be just the hybrid. But all you do is you ink up your image first with a clear sticky ink like Versamark. So you get your image inked up really well, and then you press it into the colored ink pad that you want to use. So here I'm using the new Orange Fizz hybrid ink. You're not going to get perfect coverage when you do this because of the Versamark. It kind of makes the image a little more splotchy, but it does enable you to emboss with it because of that sticky ink. It just makes it dry slower, so you've got a little bit of time to get some embossing powder on there. So this image and the die cut are from the new Sea Life stamp set and Dynamics. So I die cut everything first. I just ran it through my machine with some white cardstock, and then I'm stamping the coral image on the matching little die cut. And since I had this sticky ink on there with the hybrid ink, I had some time to pour on some clear, sparkly embossing powder. So for this image, it doesn't bother me at all that the ink itself is kind of a little bit splotchy, because for being like a piece of coral, I thought it kind of looks sort of cool. So you can kind of experiment with it a bit as well to see if you can get a more even coverage, depending on maybe the types of inks you use, but the Versamark makes it a little more finicky, but it is a way to get around it if you really want to emboss with a certain ink that just dries too quickly. So for the rest of the card, I started going on and I used all hybrid inks for this whole card just because I had them out and I thought, why not? So I was just inking up different images from the Sea Life set with snow cone ink and craft ink, and then stamping them on their little coordinating die cuts. All the die cuts, the Dynamics, can be cut apart and used individually, but they all come connected like most clusters of images do. And for time's sake, I just ran the whole thing through with a piece of cardstock and die cut all of them at once, which made this card go a lot quicker. So the big Orange Fizz panel and this white cardstock panel are part of the new Blueprints 15 Dynamics. So it's got this big, almost A2 size piece with a stitched edge, and then this awesome angled piece, which is super trendy in card making right now. So that just saves the time of having to cut things on an angle. I love it. So I die cut those pieces, and then I figured out my placement of all the images and stamped another couple little coordinating stamps from the set and the sentiments from the set as well. And then I grabbed the also brand new, this is the linen background, which I'm so excited about. That was one of the things I was about to request from MFT, was please come out with like linen style background stamp. I used to have one years ago from another company that I no longer have. I don't know, I got rid of it years ago. It got retired. I think it was Stampin' Up! And I regretted getting rid of it because I loved it so much. So now this one, yay! And this is bigger than the old one, so I love it. So I stamped it onto that Orange Fizz piece with the same color of ink, and I purposely didn't stamp it perfectly. I kind of wanted it kind of missing in spots. This is such a forgiving stamp. I just love it. And then for my card base, I used snow cone cardstock. And then just adhere that so you can see how that panel is just shy of an A2 size. So you got just the littlest bit of a border, which is perfect. And then for the inside of the card, I die cut another kind of angled piece of white cardstock with the Blueprints 15. And like I said, since I had all these die cut pieces from the Sea Life Dynamics, I just inked up the matching stamps and stamped those to use on the inside of the card. So really quick and easy. I purposely clustered them off to the side of the panel so that there is plenty of space to write something to the recipient. So kind of figured out how I wanted everything laid out, and then adhered all those little guys into place again with my Tombow Mono Multi. And then there's another little stamp in that set. It's just a little cluster of bubbles. Yeah, bubbles. And ink that up with the snow cone and stamp that into place, and that's all there was to it. So I'm going to adhere that to the inside of the card, and that's it. So like I said, there will be a link below to my blog post with more info on the release and more info on when the links to everything will go live. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!